How we doing, YouTube and Tower community? Strom back. Got another week in the books, and it's definitely been a pretty nice one. Nothing crazy. Well, no, that's actually a lie. Given the knockback apocalypse of sorts, which I'll get to in a moment. For the most part, like farming wise, it's been pretty quiet of a week, but I'll get into some of the fun stuff in a moment. Kind of start off with our usual. We'll start with the lifetime stats. 821 trillion. So I'm hoping for 1Q right before my tower birthday. We will see. We got cutting it pretty close on time, so we'll see how that goes. Um, approaching 12,000 lifetime stones, which is pretty nice. 200k in the or excuse me, 200 trill in the workshop, 85 trill in the lab. Always interesting to see that. As far as the waves and everything here, nothing's really changed. We've got the just under 8,000 waves for tier 10. I have been tempted to go back to tier 9 and just see, like, is the coin per hour, sell per hour worth? So I may actually try that after the video, just for just for fun. See if that works out. I did push tier, I believe it was tier 14 I pushed, so I got to the 750 milestone there, which is pretty nice. I'll have to go back and see about tier 13, but I'm not sure how much I'll be able to push that. But I will be, I'll be interested to see how that goes. So, kind of the obvious one here, the tournament meltdown. How did I do? Oops. Not good. 17th. Like, how the last tournaments were going. I had that 113th, which is whatever. But then, 17th. That was with all the knockback armor stuff going on. That was brutal. I did a rerun and I got like 20 something extra waves out of it, which definitely helped. And I saw people, a lot of champion players were posting their brackets, and I would have been teetering on demotion in some of them, which is crazy to even consider that. Again, given the performance I've had recently, so. And the battle conditions were already released for tonight, obviously, and Champions has it again. I know that Tech Tree, as of now, they're working on it, but I doubt that'll be fixed for tonight's bracket. So I'm expecting another champ apocalypse and tiers for us champion players. So pray for us, I guess. I'll actually kind of skip ahead to my order because normally, I go to events and everything right now, but I wanted to show off my new baby. I got this bad boy up to Ancestral finally, as you guys can tell by the thumbnail, of course. And I got these stats with, I think, 30, like somewhere between 20 and 40k rerolls. It really wasn't a lot. I'm trying to keep a limiter on myself because I am approaching level 141 on the mods. So I need to save up all those rerolls. So I said, hey, what's like 20, 30k gonna get me? So I rerolled all the stats and got chance and damage to Ancestral, plus the spotlight bonus was always also a welcome surprise. -2 on the quantity since it was at Mythic before, but honestly, I'm pretty thrilled with this. So, and, the 5 extra shock stacks definitely should help. So I'm going to be excited to use that later. Going into the event, we got the Cthulu event going on here. Really nothing interesting. I mean, the health regen relic actually is pretty cool because I am trying to push that a little bit more for my farms. I bought 2 stone packs. I also bought 2 with the last event. I didn't show it in the last video. I only had 1 at that point. But just because of the loss of stone income, I figure, hey, I'm going to need these extra stones eventually. So I've got that. And we've already got the tower and background here. So no relics to worry about. Goldbot is a 4 bonus and max range. I may start putting some medals into duration. It's obviously going to start getting pricey. The lab is level 8, so that's also getting pretty pricey and lengthy. So it'll be a balance between duration and bonus. And I think for now I'll probably just do like 2 clicks of duration so that I get that extra second of uptime. And then I'll save everything else for the next event in case there's relics to buy. And, you know, events are kind of the usual. You know, the Death Wave auto-completed, this auto-completed just about in one run, so we'll take care of all that. As usual with the guild, killing it. Yeah, I know people have been commenting on the past couple of videos. Yes, we have an open slot. I mentioned it in the guild chat. The leader's active, but he hasn't been active in chat, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he saw me mention it, because I know people have been asking. Some of the other members did comment saying, yeah, last time we had to advertise on Reddit in the mega thread or whatever to get members. So, you know, we only have the leader. We don't have any officers. So I really don't know what's going on with that necessarily. So I'm sorry for you guys that are interested. I wish I had better information on that. I do actually need to put some more bits in, so I will actually do that now. So 33 find chance, 20 double find every 90 seconds, not bad. I'm just trying to, you know, maximize what I can with fetch here, because, you know, I max the gems and metals pretty easily, but I really want these shards, you know, since obviously coins are most commonly found, but I really want to get as many reroll shards and just extra shards as possible. So bounty I have not touched in quite a while. Well, since it was steel before or whatever. I haven't touched it since the rework, so whatever the base stats transferred over to, that's what it's been. I could probably pull this down to 90 seconds to sync with fetch, but really not all that interested. It's a minimal coin gain at best right now. So as far as the store goes, with my next box later, I'll get the Pixel Soldier, and then we'll work on the new Guardians here, Glenn and Zeep, I don't know. We'll do that, and then we'll get the relics here after the Guardians. And then once those are all taken care of, I'll finish off the gems, get the shards, and lastly the bits. So guild's always killing it. Really, I'm curious what the future of the guilds are going to be. So, oh, and I actually forgot, since I haven't been doing this for a while, I'm going to bring up the tournament graph here. It's the last, I believe, 16 from... If you guys don't know, this is the tower.lol. You can check this out for yourself. This does include the Champ Apocalypse one, which I know, you know, in the next video, it'll definitely... I'll have the dip of performance. But I thought it was pretty cool to see that the tournament moving average, I was making steady progress, and then, like everyone, I was hit by the patch. Pretty rough, and then I started making gains again. So I'm hoping to continue that upward trend, but we will see. And getting back to the stats, I actually forgot also. Sorry, I'm a little all over the place today. We got the farm stats, so I'll pop that on screen here as well. And, you know, again, another week of tier 10 farming. Since I get, you know, 5,500 in tier 11. I'm not really going to use my time for that unless it's to line up my run times for any reason. And like I said, I'm going to try a tier 9 later just to see how long it goes, if the coin per hour, sell per hour kind of holds. I did forget, let's see. Yeah, I saw a post that someone was nerfing themselves by having extra orbs on. So I tried taking it off, and it seemed to actually do almost nothing / nerf me. Since I did the G-Comp test and the cells did go up compared to last week, I'm just going to keep it that way. Keep using G-Comp for now. You know, I think I was around like 11 to 13 trillion, I believe, with the Singularity Harness partial sync. And obviously you don't want to rely on partial sync, so I'm just going back to G-Comp. I missed my cells, and I'm pretty close to consistently running 4 times lab speed ups. So for me, that's more important than the slight extra income boost right now, because I'm trying to balance keeping those lab speed ups, getting more elite cells, and then also improving my tournament performance, because I feel like I'm really needing stone income, which will translate to better economy as well, since I need to lower my cooldowns. So I expect tier 10 is going to look like this for a while. Obviously, I've been in tier 10 already for at least like 2 months now, so I don't expect a lot to change there. We will see how that tier 9 test run goes, of course, so we'll see. And moving on here, so we've got the event, we've got the guilds, head into the workshop. So what's changed in the workshop? Pretty much nothing. Everything is more or less the same. Damage and health are at 5,500. Health regen is at 58, I believe, so that's a quick gold box in tournament. I put a bit into wall health up to 1,000 now. It doesn't gold box in tournaments, but I'm trying to get as close as I can to it. And that's slowly helping it. I guess I could do the same for the wall rebuild. The only reason right now that realistically I'm not putting anything into it for the workshop is just in the event that they do another, the event mission of doing 400 workshop upgrades. I like having just an easy completion for that, since I did gold box Defense Absolute purely for the tournament free ups, not wasting it in def abs. So that's kind of my only logic right now. Is it a waste? Potentially. I'm not really sure. As far as utility, over 300 levels now, and attack level skip, and I'm going to keep trying to push that. It would be nice if I get the G-Comp to Mythic, because then I can get the Mythic substat, and that'll get me closer to 30. Actually, let me put the project funding on now, because I don't remember what it gets me. Yeah, so in tournament, I'm starting at about 25. I would like to get this closer to like 27 or so, because then it becomes pretty easy in tournament to get it close to that 30% benchmark. And at the very least, I'll get slightly more free ups. Is it going to be game breaking? Probably not, obviously, because you're working from 1% once you hit the threshold anyway. But I figure, why not? It's something that I can at least try to put in. Health level is 276, so it's getting there. It's slowly but surely climbing up. Ultimate weapons, I don't believe have changed whatsoever. I'm still at the 3 minute for the econ cooldowns. My stones right now I am saving for Spotlight 3. So depending on my performance in tournament this week, I'm hoping to have it at the end of the week by the next video. We'll see. But that is currently the goal. And it's nice having, 51 degree spotlight with the substat on my core. So that'll be a nice, at least 150 degrees of coverage with 3 spotlights will be nice. And then I'll go back to my econ cooldowns here. May even put it's probably worthwhile to put another click into GT duration. Same with Black Hole, getting that up and close to matching GT again would also be nice. But yeah, I mean, with the the perk for Black Hole, I do want to get the duration up a little more still. Obviously, it's pricey, but there's just a lot of stuff as far as stones go that I want to do. And not a lot of stones to go around. So let's head into the enhancements here. I don't believe this changed in the past week. Maybe I did a click into Super Crit. But, I'll eventually push these to 1.5. But for now, do another click in wall health. So we got 1.5s across the board. And in the utility tree, I put a click into cells per kill. Because boy, do I miss having higher cells. I may focus my next upgrade on the Coin Plus. That'll probably be my next move. And yeah, I haven't touched cash bonus in a while. I may, it helps project funding a little bit, but I find that it gets to a certain point in tournament where the damage is so minuscule, like it is climbing. So I don't feel a need right now to invest any more in cash bonus. Maybe down the line, especially if project funding gets to Ancestral, I would consider that. But for right now, it's not a big concern. So yeah, we're looking at the coin bonus, potentially another cell kill later, and if I need the extra boost in damage, we'll look at that as well. All right, moving on to cards. Let me actually pull up. I was in Ethan's Discord earlier, and I posted it. It is 3,700. Yeah, 3,720 gems left for my cards. So, get back down here. Of course, Berserker is probably going to be the first one maxed. Of course. Couldn't have done it for Wave Accelerator or Demon Mode, but at least for now, everything is 6-star, so that's nice. Death Ray's getting up there, which is cool. I'm obviously nowhere near being able to afford any of the labs for card masteries, but ideally, I would like to get Recovery Package Chance Mastery first. Potentially Damage Mastery second. Cash Mastery would also be nice. Enemy Balance later down the line is pretty cool, but I think for now, just the eventual RPC, eventual damage, eventual cash. Probably going to do my first couple. And yeah, so because of the coming banners, I think it's potentially being nice as far as the new modules. I'm just going to keep saving and just keep doing the card event because it's at this point, it's just 2 more events. So, 2 weeks. And then 500 gems after that. So in a month and a week or so, cards will be done, and I can stop worrying about that. I can look forward to masteries. So everything for now is just going to be focusing on my stone economy, and of course the coin economy. And yeah, so I did obviously spoil the. Let me make sure I get that equipped for my farm. I did spoil the Ancestral Dimension Core. That's really the only big change as far as modules are concerned. I haven't pulled any more on the featured banner. I don't, I have a farming core and a tournament core at Ancestral at this point, so I'm kind of just whatever with this. I don't see a need to use it right now. Again, that could be a mistake. Maybe I can roll this and do a test run, but I need a lot more reroll shards, like I said, because I'm approaching that 141 mark. Let me max these also. What the heck? Slacking over here. But yeah, I'm going to have to save my rerolls for that next line of substats. And we'll see what the next featured banner brings, because I do like my Astral Deliverance. I don't know what the next module is going to be, whether it's, core, or excuse me, cannon, armor, generator, whatever. So we'll see what they drop in what order. But I'm really hoping we get something good for the next one, so I have something to dump my gems into. If not, hey, it's fine. But keep on trucking there. And into the labs. So, of course, lab speed is going. We've got the module shard cost going to 25, and then that's going to go all the way to max. Attack level skip is going to max out later today, which is pretty nice. And then I'm stopping health regen here at level 50. In its place, I will put econ back in. And then I don't feel too great about this, but I am putting in wall regen again. And my logic essentially is I don't have Ancestral Sharp Fortitude. Maybe the extra wall regen stats will push my farm runs a little bit further. Now, I could be griefing. I have other things I could be working on, of course, but I don't think it's necessarily detrimental. So for my econ, I've got the coins per kill here, I've got Goldbot duration, I've got Golden Tower bonus, and if these are 4x speed, then at the very least, this is a little more than 2 weeks, this is around 2 weeks as well. I may as well just get him out of the way, throw in Golden Bot whenever I can, and eventually I'm going to work on enemy health level skip, throw in attack speed every so often as well. I think when module shard cost is done in about, I think it's 10 days. It might be a week. I don't know. I could be wrong, but around a week or so it'll be done. Once that's done, I'll throw attack speed back in, kind of get some of the more damage-oriented labs back in that slot. And as you can see, I got Shatter Shards level 1 completed finally. So that's also a nice boost to my shard income. Let me just show you what the history was for the week as well. So obviously I've had health regen going, module shard, level skip, Shatter Shards finished 2 days ago. And of course, lap speed's going. I also did slot in Lightning Amp for 2 levels, so that was pretty quick and painless to get done. And then everything else pretty much the same. Same as the last video. So keep on trucking there, and then we'll get back to working on the economy stuff. And other than that, that is kind of where things are standing for the week. Let's pick up our gems, of course. And trying to think if there's anything else I didn't cover. I guess I'll go over perks. I usually don't, but trying to see if there's anything here that is kind of a waste. Like, I could get a 5th ban, but it doesn't feel necessary right now. Like, my farm runs are very, very consistent. Obviously not using damage, don't want this. And I'm not using lifesteal, so this doesn't help me. Yeah, so I don't need any of these. This is what my auto pick is looking like right now. Oh yeah, I used to have this on, I guess you would want to have the extra death wave. Yeah, I should probably actually put that up for the coin and sell income. Yeah, other than that, nothing really like surprising here, I think. And, I think my perks are done somewhere around wave 5,000, so everything's kind of just running in the background. I'll tap my gems, get them as often as I can. And I think that's really all I got for this week. So we'll keep pushing the labs, and we'll see how the Champ Apocalypse goes today, or tonight rather. So with that, I will bid you guys a great day, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you as always for checking out. If you have any critiques or suggestions as well, I'm always open to that. And appreciate you guys checking it out. Any engagement with the video definitely helps. Drop a like, comment, subscribe if you like. And again, take care. Have a good one, guys.